Hello everyone, you are watching Stamping with Hart. My name is Melinda Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and today's video is just a tip on a different way to use your lovely labels, pick a punch. Today we're going to be making a tombstone border, but you could also make individual tombstones as well. So let's just go ahead and take a look here. Here is a full border, 12 by 12, that you could put onto a scrapbook page if you like borders on your scrapbook pages. If you're looking for decoration ideas, okay. I left this one blank deliberately because I'm going to show you a few different options with measurements with these. But I just wanted to give you a quick glance at this before we get started. And here are two card samples where we also have a smaller version of the tombstone border. Super cute. These are gray granite in the black glitter paper, and these have been untouched, the gray granite. These have been inked, like with the little baby sponge dauber, this little guy right here. And then also stamped, and these particular stamps are from the Ghoulish Goodies stamp set, just in case you're interested. For now, let's just focus on how you make this cool border. Here is our lovely labels pick a punch. Okay, so here is the underside, and here to the side. So this is the way that you would traditionally feed your papers. All right, and let me just show you this. You're going to be working with either a 1/2 inch size. I feel like I'm in the shadows here. You're either going to be working with a 1/2 inch size, a 3/4 inch size, or a 1 inch size if you are using the punch traditionally. That's for either one of these decorative punch options. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently today. Okay, we're actually going to be feeding this in sideways. So let me show you what I mean by that. Here you can see there is an opening anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2 inches. It depends on how long you want your border to be, how big you want your border to be. Okay, if you want it to be larger, then you could do the 2.5. I just want you to see here that it is sliding in. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip this over so that you can see it as I feed it. So I'm going into the side here. Okay, and then you can see it's starting to feed through. So I'm just going to take it until it's at the end. Okay, and then I'm going to punch. Now, when you punch it this way, you can see there are 1, 2, 3 little metal bars that you can actually see. When you're feeding the paper in the traditional way, it actually goes right up to the metal base here. But when you're feeding it sideways, you're going to see these 3 little metal pieces, and that's going to be your guide to keep it straight. Now, of course, it's Halloween, so you don't have to be perfect with this. You don't have to keep it straight. That's just if you want to. Okay, and then we're just going to keep feeding it across. All right, so you see this here, how we're starting to get that going. Let's do more. So I'm going to feed it back in. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm looking for the new piece. So here is where the line is. So I'm going to take that to the edge. Okay. And again, we're going to punch. You're going to have a little extra bit right here, okay, and we'll trim that off later. And you can do these a little tighter together so that you don't have that little extra piece, but I like to use this guide to keep it straight. And I'm just going to keep going all the way across. Okay. Lining it up just one more time. Okay. If you want the full 12 inches, just keep going. If you don't need the full 12, of course, you can cut it down to whatever piece will work for you. I was working with 12-inch strips and then just trimming these down as I needed them for my projects. because I was experimenting. So I'm just going to take my little paper snips here. And you can actually leave this if you like that look. I'm going to move this back so that you can see the white because it'll be easier to see this way. Okay, so if you want to leave those little pieces there, you can. I'm going to trim them off, and I'm just going to do that by doing a little snip here, right within the design. Okay. And that will give you this border. Let me just move that to the side. Okay. So here, when you take a look at these, the gray granite pieces are layered on top. Okay, so this one is thread through, and whenever you thread it through sideways, you're going to get the maximum amount of punches, meaning you're going to get the full design of each. And then here, when you're feeding it traditionally, let me just show you these ends here. That's a 1/2 inch, that's 3/4. This is 1 inch. Okay, if you do the 1 inch, which is what this piece is right here. So if you like just a tombstone just like this, just individually, how cute are those? Okay, for your Halloween projects. But I felt like the black, if you want a layered look like I did here, if you do the full 1 inch for this particular design, this particular punch, it took up too much of, I thought, too much of the design. Okay, so I actually went smaller. So this is cut at 3/4 of an inch, all of them in that size. And this one is a 1 inch because the 1 inch matched up perfectly with the border design. Okay, so I really like that look. And I also like how it alternates. So that's just something that I wanted to point out to you. So this particular piece of black glitter cardstock was cut at 1.5 inches and then thread through and punched, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay. And then we alternated these gray granite tombstones, and the gray granite tombstones were cut. These again they're measured at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so my recommendation to you, if you are using the paper trimmer, here is my 3/4 inch. I cut it to 1 1/4 in length. Okay, and that's if your black glitter piece is cut at 1.5 inches. Okay, so that was cut at 1.5. This is cut to 1 1/4. All right, and you can adjust the size however you are comfortable. Now, one thing that I do want to say about the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch is that these grooves are precise. They are tight, like they are right on that exact measurement. And if you're very good with measurements, it's not going to be a problem for you. But if you struggle with this, if you're having trouble feeding your paper, if you feel like you're cutting them too big or they're just not fitting smoothly, my recommendation to you when you go to cut these is whenever you get to that line that you're going to cut it at. So this, you know, for an example, was at 1/2 inch. I actually cut it just a hair under 1/2 inch. And what I mean by that is I followed the line all the way down and just made sure it was just, I could see that line the whole way. Okay, so not even an, you know, a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. It's literally just a hair under the line all the way down, and then I cut. And I find that when I do it that way, they fit every time. So hopefully that will help you. I certainly hope so. And just depending on the tombstone measurement that you like, you know, and the color that you want to use, or whether you want to use Stampin' Blends or actual cardstock and, you know, basic gray or gray granite is just one of my favorite colors. But I wanted to share that with you because it can be tricky when you're trying to learn this punch and feed it through to get it right every time. Okay, so those are the tips that I can share with you about the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch because I really love it. And this is a very different way that you can get more use out of your punches. I love the punches, and I think that you're going to love this. Okay, so I just want to tell you one more thing before we end this video. So here, I want to just show you the 2020-2021 annual catalog is where you can find the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. Okay, so that is on page 169, and you're going to see each of the 3 designs here. Okay, so you get 6 total that you can use in different various ways. All right, so here's the item number right here. And then I also wanted to show you that there is a new version that they came out with in the mini catalog, August to December 2020. Okay, and this one is on page 65. And this one is called the Banners Pick a Punch. So if you're loving the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch and you weren't aware of that, just wanted to let you know. I mean, look at their little Halloween sample here, how cute that is. And that's with the Banners Punch. So if you love banners, if you don't like hand cutting those, you need a solution, I think that that's a great option for you as well. So if you like these tip videos, give this video a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you subscribed. Leave me a comment. Let me know, is this a way that you think that you would be interested in using your Lovely Labels Pick a Punch? Do you make scrapbook pages? Do you like having borders? I love the way that these turned out. I just think that this is so adorable. And of course, if you know somebody who's into Halloween projects or who loves maybe unconventional ideas with how to use their punches, share this with them. I have another Tombstone video that I had done when I had very first started my channel with the Timeless Labels punch, and I'll link that to this video if anybody is interested in seeing that. So once again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.